Okay, so I want to do a quick recording on this. So if you have any other questions, you can please pop them here. The truth is we have two options. Okay, I can see, yes, truly people are creating a lot of other options, saying FSL should borrow their money, saying the Green Monday should provide a loan. Those options don't exist. Okay, there are two options. Option one is we patiently continue, and uh, we wait it out, in which case it's not a problem. If we wait it out, we will not lose out. Reality is we have over 150 million people to register. There is no way that it will be done this year. There's no way to be done next year. There's no way to be done in the next 2-3 years. So there can just be an illusion that everywhere is taken, everything is done. Nothing of such has happened. People will still need to do this. Yes, a lot more players are coming to the play, but we can wait it through. People are already getting their disbursements. Some people have gotten confirmation that they've been paid. Some people have filled forms to say that deduction should be made. So all of that is happening already. So that's option one. Option one is patiently wait it through. Option two, and option two is available if you have cash. And nobody can give you a guarantee on whether it is safe or not safe. You are the one who needs to look at the business yourself and ask yourself, is this something you're willing to commit to? There are people who didn't go through this loan process at all. They just paid full cash and they started, earlier. So there are people who said, I don't want a loan. I can do this myself, and they went ahead with it. The beautiful thing that we all averagely enjoy here is the fact that we're accessing this together with loan as well. So if you remove the loan from it, and the good thing is for many of us, there's a 69 people list who they said have been confirmed. There's a 175 people list who we've said, will be confirmed as well. Technically, everybody who has applied should get some form of value or the other. But guess what? Even if not, okay, even if not, have you assessed this? Does it look like there's an opportunity here? If there's an opportunity there, there are two things that can happen for those who want to pay cash. One, you pay the cash. By the time your loan is disbursed, you get your money back, in which case it's back to the loan. What you have just done is you have your machines earlier, you begin the process of registration earlier, and you don't have to, once the loan comes in, it just replaces. Are you going to get your commissions exactly the same way as it will happen if you waited for the loan? Why? Because it is still FSL who is meant to release the equipment to us based on the loan from the bank that is going to release it to us now. They are the ones who are paying the 1.8 million. Some people are saying 1.8 million is a lot. The machines can be gotten for 750, 1 million. I don't know how much the machines can be got for, but I also realize that there's a fee for license. So I've seen people say, we got somewhere for 1.1. I say, yes, no problem. If you find the machines anywhere else for 1.1 or 1. Anything else, with the signature pads and the BVN scanner and all those things, you're able to get them for 1.1, which is the best price I have even heard that people say they've gotten the machines for. If you get it for 1.1, you will still need to pay about 600, 700,000 naira to get it licensed and get it tied up with FSL. So essentially, for me, I'm thinking, why do I need to go and do this from a place where I won't get my money back when the loan is paid, and then at the same time, I will still need to begin to worry about licensing and activation and all those kind of things. My thinking is, so option one, we wait it through, and I know many people will follow that option because if you don't even have the cash, there's no other option. If you don't have cash, it means wait it through. If you have extra cash and you say, you know what, it's going to take, let's say it takes 3 months for me to get the loan, or take 6 months for me to get the loan. If I have 1.8 million and I have a machine, how many people will I have registered between now and the 3 to 6 months that it will take me to get the loan? If I will have registered 5,000 people, for example, and I'm collecting XYZ on them, then this is money I could have made ahead, that I now need to wait because I don't have the disbursement yet. So if you have cash, I think it's a no-brainer as well. You can easily basically say, you know what, I want one machine. Let me get this going, pending while we wait for the loan to clear. That's the second option. Now, I know people have thrown up a number of other possibilities. FSL is not providing anybody with loan. I've tried to negotiate with them to say, sir, we are going to get loan anyway. Can we get half? Can we pay half? Can we pay a percentage? I've tried all those things. Apparently, they've done it for some people and it backfired. So it's not even an option that is being considered. Like I said, or like I'm not FSL. I don't hold anybody for them. If it gets heated more than I can answer, very simple. I will get Mr. Shola on a Zoom call, and then we'll ask him all our questions, and then we can solve that. But this morning, I've been following up with him for the past 2 weeks. And this morning, I've been told that we're waiting for a letter from their finance confirming, because I need to get that letter before anything even moves forward. So any money we collect will not go ahead to them until there's confirmation that once the loan gets disbursed, we will get this money we're paying back. Okay, so I'm getting that letter from their finance assuring us that everybody will get their money back. And once we get that in place, then anybody who wants to pay cash can pay cash. But you don't have to worry whether is it a secure investment, is it not secure investment. There are people who didn't apply for loan at all, who paid cash, who got the venue, paid cash, got their equipment, and they are running with this. So we have a soft landing of being able to have a loan that we can pay in 5 years. I think that's a good thing. If there's anything that will be available as a form of collaboration and support for any other teams or any people, probably, and this is subject to probability, we'll probably be looking at existing stockists who are like 3-star. We can say, okay, you know what, can we have a collaboration on how this can work? But ordinarily, we want everybody to be able to handle themselves and say, you know what, I'm willing to wait, or I will secure cash and throw cash into it and get started ahead of the loan being ready. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. I've seen plenty of questions in the groups, people saying different things. The truth is, waiting is an option. Waiting is an option. It's not a bad option, it's a good option. I don't think anything has been hijacked. I think that it has become very competitive. I think they threw in all the incentives too early, so they made it look good too early. Maybe you can't get your SIM registration, you can't get your JAM, you can't get your passport, you can't get your driver's license. There's so many things depending on NIN number now. So yes, as expected, the rave is high. People want to get in on this. Telecom companies are also getting involved as well. All of that is happening. So yes, and of course, everybody wants to participate. Everybody wants to play. The beautiful thing is, you have already gone through the training, you have already gone through the process, you are already registered as an agent with FSL. Many of the people who are trying to onboard people today have done no training, have no history with them. All the things that need to be done are not done. So we have a leg up, but that leg up is really contingent upon our quickly getting access to being able to start. So for those who have a little cash and I want to start ahead, maybe collabos can work as well. Maybe people can say, you know what, let's put money together and use your own. Let's collaborate. Collaborations are possibilities. Yeah, you can call somebody up and say, you know what, I don't have 1.8 million. I have 600,000. Can we find 3 of us? We'll work together on your own account. Once we get this done, we'll use it and generate funds. And then by the time we get the loans, XYZ, there are different arrangements that can work. But ladies and gentlemen, I think as we all can see, there's a lot of drive and desire for people to get registered. People are getting crowded where they are doing. So I think this is something that we can utilize well. There's a question that somebody asked, are we going to charge? Should we make it free? Are we still going to be free? And I tried to ask Mr. Shola about this. And what he said to me is, he said here is the money and here is the prison. Okay, it's as simple as that. You cannot collect money in a public place. Even though we don't know anybody who is not collecting money in a public place now. But the principles are, it's supposed to be free. Don't put yourself into unnecessary trouble by collecting money from people in a public place, because it can get you arrested. But reality is, if you are doing it privately, so if it is a private arrangement, you are going to an office, you charge the office, it's an executive service, you can charge 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. You can charge whatever it is you want to charge if it's an executive service. But if it's an open market, an open space, it is wrong to charge people for it. But guess what? You can, many of people here are premium and executive people, so you can charge executive value and see how that can work. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think the reason why some people have also been disturbing me from the group saying we want to pay cash, can we get ahead with this? So it's not purely one-sided. There are people who have been thinking this way as well and say, how can we start? So for all of those category of people, there will be a link available so that okay, this is the link, this is what you need to do, and then people can get things going. Okay, any other questions? I received my national account last week, since last year that I applied to open the account. Good, at least you received it. That's good. We should not think that we TGM agents are the only players on this. There are more people, and that's why it has become more competitive. And with this competition, is this still a profitable deal? I think you don't understand what NIN what the potentials are. Is it profitable? I can't answer that question for you. Yeah, I honestly can't answer that question for you. I think, you make up your mind. Do you think it's profitable? Do you think it's not profitable? And decide whether you want to go ahead or not. I don't want to, if I can give you my perspective. Where's my perspective? My perspective is, even if it is free, it is still a profitable deal. Even if you are not charging, how much more if you can structure yourself properly to approach companies, to approach institutions, to approach people who don't want to queue in places and charge them for it. I think you can break even in 3 months. But it depends on how you run it. The truth is, one person does one business and loses, and that person does exactly the same business and makes profit. So it depends on how you want to run what you're doing. But it's competitive. Yeah, it's not even with FSL. It's not only TGM. FSL in FSL, TGM is the highest. We have the highest number of people who got approved with FSL. But it's not only TGM with FSL. FSL has about 8, 10 other agents who also have 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 100 people. So we're not alone. We've never been alone. But reality is, we're in a junction now where we need to decide: do we want to wait for this to come through? Do some of us want to go ahead and start work on this already? Is there something we can do to make that happen? That's the conversation right now. What is guaranteed that these centers will be approved given the new developments? Which new centers? Which new centers are we talking about? Everybody who is in this group, who is in the TGM group and have applied and have gotten so far, and amongst the first, second batch, I already have approval to work with FSL. FSL is already approved. We're just outlets for FSL, so we don't have any problem with whether we'll be approved or not. I don't know what new development, really. Which new development? I'm just coming in this discussion affecting those of us who have already paid our money to FSL via national approval. If you've already paid your money to FSL, then you don't need to worry. That means you just wait. We say there are two options: wait and get the machines through the loan, or for those of us who are still a little far off from disbursement, we can go ahead and pay for the machines, get the machines, and when the time for disbursement happens, we can be refunded. Okay, Idachaba, I think I've answered your question. When is it possible to have the remaining 175 list of the approved applicants? Which remaining 175 list? Anybody who finds himself in a group called first and second batch is already on the 175 list. Okay. Oh, sorry, Joshua. I thought it was a question. I already is it instead of it is. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought it was a question you were asking whether it's still profitable. I didn't know it was an affirmation. There's no new development, Eugenia. There's no new development self-funding. We are saying it's not for everybody. We're saying at this junction, there are two options. One, wait for the loan. There are people who are not waiting for the loan. There are people who have told me, give me the account number, I want to pay. There are people who have said that already. What I'm doing in this meeting is making it open to everybody and saying, look, there are people who there's an opportunity to go ahead of the loan and get your machines and begin operations. If you are interested, that option exists. If you are not interested and you are willing to wait for your loan, that option still exists as well. There is no new development. It's just like a new window of opportunity for those who want to cash in on it. I don't want it to be completely a private affair that only a few people, because they asked for it, get to know about it. I want it to be something that is available to all, so that if anybody wants to utilize it, people don't come back and say, I didn't know. Now you know. That's what it is. I'm just saying, now you know that this opportunity exists. That's what it is. How do we know if you belong to the first or second batch approved? You would know if you are in a WhatsApp group titled first and second batch. There's a WhatsApp group titled first and second batch. If you are not in that WhatsApp group, it means you are not in that list. There's a WhatsApp group that was created. Everybody that is in that group was sent a mail and was sent an SMS. And then everybody was asked to join a particular WhatsApp group based on being on that list. So if you are not in that group, if you are not in any group that has first and second batch, then you are not in the 175 list. But it doesn't mean anything as well, because what we've been told is for everybody within the group who has applied, it's just different faces. Okay, and those people's face will also come as well. But the question is, do we want to wait until it's our turn, or do we want to go ahead and get things rolling? Someone is asking, is it wise to source a faster loan elsewhere just to get the machines on time? It's not a bad idea. Okay, it's not a bad idea. FSL should be able to update us with the current situation at NESL. I think everybody should be able to do something about something. But you know, the reality is what reality is. I don't feel, you know, FSL basically gave us a system, you know, created a system that ensured that we can get access to financing, to get equipment from them, to cover their own end, and possibly give us an opportunity to pay gradually for the loans that we have. I think they've created a very interesting system to ensure that their own backend is covered as well. I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure there's much to offer us in terms of updates on what is happening at NASA. I think we're all in communication with NASA directly as well. I think the best they will do for us is come to a Zoom meeting and tell us, be patient, it's going to happen. I think we need to make up our mind exactly what we want to do at this point. That's what I think. I'm not folding my hands saying, okay, somebody's going to give me information about something. I ask myself, is this something that we want to do? Do I want to do this? What do I need to do it? Do I want to wait? Or do I want to, you know, do I want to go ahead of the wait and start? Um, I think those are the options we have. My role today is just to show us and share with us the options that we have. Okay. Um, those are the options that we have. Okay. I don't know if there are any other questions. I think I've addressed most of the things that we raised. Um, somebody says he thinks it's hijacked. Uh, our best option is to be patient in a proactive way. Uh, Nobody wants to be left behind, and that's the truth. So some people are registering people already, but everybody's not going to finish. So there's going to be a chance for everybody, but there's an opportunity for us to get started a little earlier by getting the equipment. That option is going to be made available. So good question. People that have already paid, are they getting paid? So my understanding is reimbursements and commissions is done every two weeks. And it's not rocket science. You get the data of what you are entering will show on your system. If you have done 1,000, then in 2 weeks you're paid for your 1,000. I understand it's happening. I've not communicated directly with any of the people to find out how they're doing, but from FSL, I hear people are getting paid. Pastor Kenneth, there's a group called First and Second Batch. That group was created for people that are amongst the top 175 that were approved. They sent us a list of people that were approved. That list was used to create another WhatsApp group that has people who are on that list. If you don't exist in any WhatsApp group with that title, it means you are not in the list of the top 175 that we were told were second batch. Now, reality is, even that list now is a bit, unclear, because we already now have a second batch that is 69 people, but we expect probably this to be a third batch. But we have a list of 175 people that were sent by FSL to say these people are people that they found in the systems that will be approved soon as well. A group was created for them. If you are not in that group, it means your name is not there. But if you are in the TGM group, it means you've done your interviews, you've done all the key essentials. It means you are in another batch after that batch. That's what that means. If NASA can give us a time frame we should wait for, we can make a decision to either wait or source for funds ourselves. So this is not a consensus discussion that we're having here. Everybody will decide what they want to do. Some people have decided they want to get the machines ahead. Some people have decided they need to wait. I'm not sure we will get any timeline from NERSAL that we can work with. And NERSAL may spring a surprise on us and get this sorted within the next 2 weeks. However it happens, everybody needs to decide, do I want to wait or do do I want to rush? Is it advisable for somebody who hasn't been approved to go and source for money? Some people have sourced for money without applying for any loan. So I believe people can do that. Is that FSL hasn't received the money we ordered Nessa to pay to his account? I'm sorry to ask because it's getting too confusing. I don't know about your case, Idachaba Gabriel. If your loan has been disbursed and you have asked for payments, so just follow up and ensure that you can get your equipment. You don't have, everybody's in different categories. So don't be confused. Have your own issue, have your own, understand where you are, your own in the journey, and then know what you need to do next. What after paying 1.8 million, how do they return the money paid? Once the bank loan gets disbursed, you get your money back from that loan. So instead of taking 2.99 from you, all they need to take from you now will be 1.1 million. That's what it means. I thought we'd be trained on how to use the machines. Oh yes, you'll be trained on how to use the machines. The school of thought is the machine is like a laptop and a mobile phone, and it's not something you cannot learn by by reading the manual and following some basic instructions. I don't think there's going to be a classroom training for how to use the machines. I don't think so. I think it's going to be training by doing. So by the time you do like 50 or do like 100, you probably have gone through the process that gets you trained. If NASA maybe pay the loan later and Bishop decides to use the money for other business, looking at the time wastage and less profitability. I don't understand what you mean, Mr. Raphael. If they pay you money for something and use for something else, it's your loan. It's between you and their son. Has been approved already and we're going to be operational under her. Why do we need to pay for license again? Also, if 3 million gives us 2 sets of equipment, why should we now pay huge 1.8 for one set? Dollar Okome. The two equipments are different equipments. There's one that's 1.8, there's one that's 1.1. It's very simple. Okay. You don't need to pay for any license if you are paying for the equipment directly from FSL. Everything's already inclusive. The question about license came in. If you go and get the equipment somewhere else and you want to bring it to FSL, they will still need to charge you for the other elements of the package that's that I couldn't have gotten from outside. What's the timeline for disbursing the machine after payments? What I'm working on is to ensure that within 1 week of the payments, you can get the machines. I think that Mr. Gabriel is saying some of us have written letter of authorization for NESA to pay FSL. Yes, if you've already gotten your loan disbursed and you have written letter of authorization, you need to decide, do you want to wait? It's simple. There are two decisions: wait or pay. You can wait. If you're already almost there, there's no need for you to rush. It means maybe in another 1 week yours should be sorted. Everybody's on different trajectories in their journey right now, so you need to determine. You need to be very clear about where you are so that you know exactly what you're asking for. Okay. Okay. 1.8 million is for one machine. One. For those who are not in the first and second batch, will they be approved this year? I hope so. Okay. Nobody has a crystal ball to be able to determine exactly what's going to happen, but we expect that it should happen. Okay. Can those not on this 169 pay 1.8 M today? Yes, you can pay today. I'm waiting for a letter from them before I ask people to begin to pay. So the letter I'm waiting for them is a letter that guarantees and assures us that as soon as the loan is disbursed and people already paid for their machines, the first thing that they get back is their money. Once I get that document, then I will ask people to start paying. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the correction. Can we purchase another equipment like 2 months after the initial one? Well, it depends. So let me give you another secret that you need to know. Machines are not available like that. So Even by the time some people's loans are approved, they may need to wait for machines. That's the other side. Many people want to play. MTN, Airtel, telecoms companies, a lot of people want to get involved in this thing. The biggest bottleneck is machines. And that's why I think as well that if people want to get machines ahead, if you can afford it, it's not a bad idea too. Um, even if you are buying it off the loan. So even if you're saying, you know what, I don't even want a loan for this one. Let the loan be processed. When the loan comes, I'll get from the loan. I want to buy the machine to begin operations on another scheme. I'm paying cash for this. Loan will still handle loan. Even if you want to do that, it makes sense, because it's not as if machines are available like that. Chinese holidays on right now. It means once the machines on ground finish, before machines will be available again, it will be around June, July. Many of the people who are making a lot of noise about importing machines, getting this, getting that, are all those telecoms companies. Before they have machines, maybe June, July. I hope the mobile machine will still be supplied. Well, I don't know. The mobile machine, you pay another price of the mobile machine. When your loan is approved, you get the mobile machine. Okay. You take things one by one, ladies and gentlemen, one step at a time. Okay, so I think that's it in a nutshell. I wanted just to quickly, touch sides with us and ensure that we share this very quickly. I'm going to do a quick summary of all these thoughts and send to the group. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating in this. I'm going to send a link to the groups so that we can decide how we want to progress. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.